All right, Shalom. Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to start by giving all honor and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, who I learned this truth from. And Shalom to the whole free elect, and Shalom to the very few Aqua that listen and learn as well. And I just want to go into this video clip I came across of Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick blaming the so-called black community for COVID surge. All right, so you know the target is Jacob, man. You Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. You know that is the target or the mo of the so-called white man. All right, the Esau Edom, from your elites all the way down to your lower level luminaries. You know, lower level governors, senators, lieutenants of these different states. You know, and especially in the South. You know, Texas is a southern state. You know, where Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are have always been a target. All right, always been a target in throughout Babylon. But the South, man, is very you know what you would call racist towards you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, man. All right, and it's openly shown more so in the South versus your eastern states and your western states. You know, hey, and let's go ahead and get this. Let's go ahead and get this clip, and we'll get some precepts. Lord willing, to be edifying. All right.
Most of the numbers are with the unvaccinated, and the Democrats like to blame Republicans on that. Well, the biggest group in most states are African Americans who have not been vaccinated. The last time I checked, over 90% of them vote for Democrats in their major cities and major.
That is Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick now being criticized for those comments he made last night on Fox News. You heard Patrick blaming unvaccinated African Americans, who he says are mostly Democrats, and Democrats for the state's COVID-19 surge. And the comments have gone viral.
Not to mention many people questioning the statistics he stated. Our Marcelino Benito joins us live now. Marcelino, Lieutenant Governor Patrick is standing behind what?
All right, so hey, there you have it. You know, the target is Salaki. The target is you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. You know, and it's all behind the zombie juice. You know, you're going to be blamed. You know, Jacob is short for Jake. The Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans are going to be blamed for the surge in COVID. You know, this zombie juice pandemic. It's all making its head towards you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans to be the blame, you know, or the downfall of these different states. All right, who the unvaccinated aren't complying. All right, it's all going to be blamed on you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, which line up with the scriptures, man. You know, because the scriptures tell you that Esau Edom has a perpetual hatred for Jacob, man. All right, and who's Jacob? The so-called Negroes, the so-called Latinos, the so-called Native Americans who were taken into captivity. All right, you're going to be the blame of the pandemic, man. You know why? Because Esau hates Jacob, man. That's what it all goes back to Jacob and Esau. All right, and Esau has that perpetual hatred for you Jakes, man. All right, Genesis 27:41, and it reads, "And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. All right, and this is what it all goes back to, man. This is why these elites are moving with such vigor, man. Is because they want to stop Jacob from getting that blessing, man. They want to try to cut Jacob off from getting his blessing. All right, but Yahweh Shema Shai, he has preserved an elect remnant that was prophesied to return unto him, man, and receive that blessing. And Lord willing, we be a part of that number. And Esau said in his heart and his mind, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. All right, and this is what it really boils down to. Is Esau wants to slay Jake. That's why you have these race wars brewing. I just seen a video where you had a young Jake pretty much get kidnapped by some Edomites down there in Houston. All right, and they took him to an abandoned house and had weapons and torture devices there, and they were pretty much getting ready to put holy hell on, put some hell on this Jake, man. All right, but Yahweh Shema Shai had he had this Jake escape and run on foot before someone seen him driving and and helped him out, man. All right, so we're in those times where Esau wants you Jakes, man. All right, and you not then you have this senator or lieutenant coming out and blaming the so-called blacks, which will be Israelites from more than likely from the Southern Kingdom. He's blaming you. He's blaming you for the spike, in the so-called cases. This is Psalms 83:3, and it reads, "They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones." All right, and this includes all the heathen nations, man. It includes all the heathen nations: Esau, Edom, Moab, Ham, all these heathens. They have taken crafty counsel, and this goes into that crafty counsel. Putting you Jakes as the forefront or the scapegoat of these different agendas that they have out here, man. You're going to be blamed for the reason why society isn't able to get back up and running. Why stores are closing. Why businesses are going out of business. It's all going to be blamed on you Jakes. Psalms 83:4, and it reads, "They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation." All right, and this is what it boils down to. They want to cut the nation of Yasharallah off. Trying to use my words carefully so I don't receive a strike. But this zombie juice all goes back to them wanting to cut Yasharallah off from being a nation. Because the actual juice cuts off your God gene, man. All right, that the name of Israel or Yasharallah may be no more in remembrance, and that is the end goal of these elites. All right, but it's not gonna work, man. The house of David is already risen. The elect are already being sealed. All right, so this devil is he's fighting against the grain. Psalms 83:5, and it reads, "For they have consulted together with one consent." All right, all these nations, you have something called UN meetings. Where all these different nations they come together and meet on how to destroy the nation of Yasharallah. All right, and that's what you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans don't consider. You don't understand, man. Is that you have enemies. you have other heathen nations that want to destroy you, man. They are confederate against thee. Psalms 83:6, and it reads that tabernacles or house of Edom, all right, Edom or Adamam is the so-called white nation, man. You know, your neighborhood friendly white man. They are the nation of Edom, and they're at the top. And this goes back to this Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick. All right, he is an Edomite. More than likely, he's an Edomite. All right, and what name rolled off the top of his tongue in this interview? The so-called black community, man, which we're not black, we're the Israelites and the Ishmaelites. All right, your Arabs and Moab, the so-called Chinese and Hagarenes. All right, Africans, Hamites. Psalms 83:7, Gabal, Ammon, your Japanese, Amalek, the chief house of Esau, Edom, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre, more Hamites. All right, Ishmaelites and those Hamites, you know, mixed up in there, man. So all these heathen nations are on board, you know, with this, you know, blaming you Jakes, or you know, you Jakes to be the scapegoat of things, of why society is failing and why society isn't, you know, getting back up and running. All right, it's all gonna be blamed on you Jakes, man. This is let's see if we can get a little bit more, you know, on this video. See what else.
Well, that's right, Mia. The lieutenant governor is doubling down. He's defending those comments. Meanwhile, his critics say that he went way too far.
Hospitalizations, deaths are up in Texas.
Fox News anchor Laura Ingraham asked Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick to defend criticism that GOP policies are fueling the latest COVID crisis in Texas.
And the Democrats like to blame Republicans on that. Well, the biggest group in most states are African Americans who have not been vaccinated. The last time I checked, over 90% of them vote for Democrats.
It was offensive.
Houston Mayor Sylvester Turner calling out Patrick's comments as divisive and counterproductive. On social media, critics went even further, calling them racist.
When you are blaming the surge on African Americans, something's wrong with that. One point it was the immigrants. Now it's African Americans. Who will be next?
Patrick did stop.
All right, you see, so both houses of Jacob, man. You know, like he was saying, the immigrants. Who are the immigrants that he's speaking about? Mostly, you know, the Northern Kingdom, the Issacharites, you know, the Zebulonites. You know what I'm saying? The Ephraimites that are coming from these different countries. You know, trying to get across that border. You know, here into Babylon. That's who he's speaking about, man. All right, so like I was saying, hey, the target is you Jakes, man. All right, and you've always been the target, especially of Esau, Edom. All right, you've always been the target, man. You know, that's why you have these so-called concerts. You know, like you get the newest concert, I believe, out of Atlanta. You know, zombie juice that thing up. You know, concert, man. You know, the target is always been you Jakes, man. This is Psalms 37:32, and it reads, "The wicked watches the righteous." All right, and the wicked, according to Malachi 1:4, is you Edomites. You know, they are labeled as the wicked. You know, roughly paraphrasing, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, who has control over the earth. All right, the so-called white man, Esau, Edom. The wicked watcheth the righteous. Who would be considered the righteous? It would be you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. All right, Yahweh Shemel Shai made us to be the righteous, and seeketh to slay him. All right, slay means to kill. You know, and that is the ultimate. That is the end goal. Is to slay you Jakes, man. All right, you've always been the target, especially of Esau, Edom. All right, these other nations just move with the tune, move to the tune of Esau. Right, even though they hate they hate you Jakes as well. You know, they hate you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. But ultimately, they're moving to the tune of Esau, Edom. This is Ezekiel 35:5, and it reads, "Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred." You know, perpetual goes into everlasting, ongoing hatred. And this also proves that these people, the so-called white people, are the Edomites, man. Because why you have to look at something. You know, if these weren't the Edomites, then why, after all these years, hundreds and thousands of years, why do they still hate you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans? Because it's the same people. It's the same spirit, man. They were born, they were bred to be against you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. All right, natural born adversary, and has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. All right, and our punishment is just about up. But guess what? These devils want to, blame you for everything. They want to further your calamity. They want to further your affliction, man. They want to take you out, wipe you out. Proves that these are, in fact, indeed, the Edomites, man. All right, and Lord willing, to be edifying. So the next time, Shalom.